Welcome back to another Borderlands 4 guide. Today I'm going to talk you through the most juicy nooks and crannies of the coastal Bonescape to make sure that you haven't missed anything important. The coastal Bonescape is the first area you'll find yourself in the Fade Fields, and if you've watched my Things You Missed series before, you'll already know this, but please do note this isn't a walkthrough / full Let's Play. There's enough clones out there that do that already. I've just picked the top 10 or so most important and missable things in the area so that you can make sure you've ticked them off and make sure that you've done everything. And we're going to start way up in the top left corner of the zone near Sandytoes Villa. Over to the northwest of the villa itself, you'll see this red chest that you can open for a bunch of tasty loot. You want to open every red chest you can for the challenges just beneath a Khraze nest. Once you're done, make your way over to the villa itself and deal with all the threshers and other enemies on the way. Then you can make your way upstairs and you can loot a deadbolt. Once you've got that, there's one more important thing to do near the villa, so head southeast and out into the water. And you can get your Echo to interact with this door and open it for you, and once again in here is yet another red chest, so loads of loot in this very small area. Next up, I'm going to head to Stillshore and clear out all of the rippers and cratches before grabbing two important bits of loot in this area. This one isn't as missable, but it is the most important thing in the area, which is why I wanted to leave it in. So firstly, once you've killed everything, just head up the stairs of the main building and there'll be a red chest in front of you, so obviously make sure you loot that. But then far more importantly, which I will eventually get to in a bit of a roundabout way, round the other side of the same building, you can find a vault key fragment. You need these to open vaults, which are some of the most important things in the game, so make sure you grab this whilst you are here. And now, as we move on to the next section, please do note that I'm not doing this in any particular order, so it really doesn't matter in which order you follow the video. Eventually, we will cover everything. Now we're back on the western coast, directly in between the other two areas we just visited at Sarrett's Jetty. Here we are going to find possibly the most missable thing in the zone. It's minor, but it's really, really cool. So again, just clear out all the enemies to start with. And now you're going to make your way onto the shipwreck just out to the west. And then you are going to make your way to the other shipwreck that's way more wrecked, really far out into the ocean. Don't worry, you can swim in Borderlands 4 and it will let you come out this far as well. Once you're here, you'll need to carefully balance on this beam and make your way to the top of the ship. Here, you will find a Marcus Bobblehead. There's a few of these hidden around the world. We're going to find as many as we can in this series. And all you want to do is flick his head for a free bit of experience. It's not loads, but it's a really cool feature. I love that these are in the game. Give him a flick. That sounded weird. And now let's head back to shore. And now, far more important than Marcus's little bobbly head, but far less secretive, you can also open this Survivalist cache for loads and loads of loot. We are done here, so let's head on to the next area. This next one is up a cliff southeast of Sarrett's Jetty. You can see where I am on the map just here. And here you will find a specific type of locked red chest. You need to defeat the waves of enemies in the nearby area, and then it will unlock for you to loot. Due to this mechanic, I feel like surely it has an increased chance of giving you better gear, but they don't appear to. So, either way, it's a cool little thing, so make sure you do it as you're passing through. This next one is definitely not missable, but it's episode 1, so I thought I'd quickly call it out. When you see these gigantic diggers, make sure you do whatever the event may be. Usually it's just grabbing a power cell, powering up a specific thing, climbing to the top, and grabbing the loot. That's all I'll say about this. They really aren't missable, but make sure you do them because they are important. They do give you some really cool rewards. This next one is one of my favourite things in the area. You just want to come to this giant lake in the north, the fishing spot, and here you can find not only a deadbolt, but more importantly, the Event Horizon world boss. He's pretty tough, especially early game when you don't have many tools, and especially if you're not playing with a full squad. So it can be a bit of a long fight, but when you kill him, you'll be rewarded with a ton of loot. Please note, after some further testing, it appears that along with Event Horizon, this chest container here is also randomized, so you may have something else here instead, or even nothing at all. For instance, as you can see here on my second character, I actually had yet another world boss spawn in instead by the name of Psychobot. And then, of course, you can head to the south coast of this little plateau and also grab the deadbolt just here. Next up, south of here is a camp of NPCs. You'll see just where my active checkpoint is. And just to the southwest of them is a little lake. You can jump down into this lake and then head north into a cave. I just want to show you that this is there. You cannot do anything with this until you progress quite far into the story and unlock the ability to go and explore these auger mines. So the first time I came here, you know what? Sod it. I do not mind showing you my mistakes. In fact, I love it when creators are honest that they also fumble and do stupid things. And people who've watched me a long time know I do exactly that. So yeah, I did think that the giant hole in the middle was how you accessed the mine. It's not. Don't do that. You just die. You in fact access these mines quite a lot later in the game. So this is about one of the only things, once we've finished with this area, that will remain incomplete for quite some time. So we'll come back and revisit this in a much later episode. We are now just south of where we just were. And as you can see, you just want to make your way up the hill and grab a lost capsule. So all you want to do with these encrypted capsules is you will need to physically hold them and carry them back to a safe house to be decrypted. There's actually one in the Howl, which is the second main area, and I'll be showing you how to cheese that one and get it back to the decryption machine far quicker than you should be able to. It's hilarious. But yeah, for this one, very straightforward. Just run it back to the safe house, pop it in the slot, and get your loot. Done. This time I am way down on the southeast coast, and when you get close enough, this will trigger on your map. Just here is a Survivalist cache. And before I open it, actually, I am just going to use this fight as an opportunity to implore you to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Most people that watch the channel are not subscribed, which isn't a problem. It's fine. You don't have to subscribe to everyone, but it's free, it's easy to do, and it helps me out so much. So if any of my content does help you, then please consider subscribing. And for all that do, you're incredible. Thank you so much. Okay, now let's open the cache, grab the loot, and move on to the next area. Next up, we are going to make our way up to this house on the top of this mountain. And once you've defeated all the enemies and made your way up, climb on top of the roof. And up here, you will find your first vault symbol. These are very easy to find once you know what you're looking for. Took me a second, but there it is. Interact with them for a small amount of SDU, which is what you are going to need to upgrade things like your ammo and inventory capacity. And that's it for here, so let's move on to the next area. Now we're going to head just slightly northeast of where we just were, and as long as you are good at your double jumps, you can make your way on top of this mountain through using various different ledges and handholds. And when you are up here, go to the northern edge of the cliff, and you'll see another Marcus Bobblehead. Give it a flick for some experience, and now we're in a great position to easily swoop down into the next area. So next up, we're now heading to Waterstop, which is the big area you can see directly in front of you, just below you, from the Marcus Bobblehead and the deck chair. And here, once you've cleared out the area, we find an Evocarium. You've probably done one of these already earlier on in the zone. I didn't bother bringing it up because it's so obvious and easy. No one is going to miss it. But this one of the 3 orbs you need, is a little bit more awkward to find, so let me talk you through it. So obviously once you've interacted with the Evocarium to scan, it will show you where the 3 orbs are that you need to collect. 2 of them are super obvious and easy to get to on top of these 2 buildings here. So go and grab them. Then, for sake of simplicity, I will come back to the Evocarium and I will show you where to go to find the 3rd and final one. So it reckons it's directly in front of us here, but slightly down below. You want to head over to the left, jump down this giant pipe, and you'll see a little hole where you can climb through here, and the 3rd and final orb is just in here along with a couple of chests. So grab that and you can now finally claim your reward from this one. And that's this area done. We are now all the way in the north of the zone in Plungeford, where we are going to get 2 vault symbols and a red chest. So obviously, as always, clear out the area first so that you're not trying to sprint through enemies shooting at you while you're trying to follow my video. And then I'll show you exactly where you need to go to grab all of these things. So obviously, when you get near enough, it will show you the vault symbols on the map, so you know roughly where it is. So you want to start one building across and climb up these stairs so you can jump over to where the symbol is. So the first thing I'm going to do is head upstairs, and up here is a red chest along with a bit of other loot. So feel free to go ahead and grab all of that. Now head back to the entrance where you jumped over to this building, and you want to jump down and go in this door. Make your way down these stairs, and the symbol will be just on your right. And then finally, before we leave the area, there is one more to go and collect. This one is far easier to find. Literally just mark it on your map so you can follow where it is, and then grapple and climb your way up to it, and you'll find it on the side of the mountain right here. There is now only one more thing for us to do in this area, and then with your own intervention as well, you should have 100%ed basically everything, apart from that cave and a couple of echo logs that will be hidden in the cave. This one took me the longest bloody time to figure out how to get to. I'll show you right on the map here. It's on the edge of this cliff, right by this propaganda speaker, which is to the west of Waterstop. And as far as I'm aware, even if you absolutely maximize your airtime, your double jumps, and your gliding, you cannot get there on foot. At least I don't believe so. I tried it so many times. So for this one, you are going to need to get to the Howl, and you are going to need to acquire your Digi-Runner first. Though if you've watched my beginner tips, you'll know that's the first thing in the game you should be doing anyway. And once you do have your Digibike, the jump should look a little something like this. You will boost off the edge, and you will jump with your bike. Then you will eject from your bike at the last second, just before it starts to lose air. You can then use your own 2 double jumps and absolutely clear this chasm and make it no problems whatsoever. Over here, finally, is where you can get what is probably your one remaining echo log by this point. And with that, apart from the mine and a few other things in there, that should be this area 100%ed now, as long as you've been doing some general exploring on your own as well. If this video was helpful, please make sure you give it a like and make sure you subscribe. Let me know if you would like part 2, where I will give the Howl the exact same treatment. And with that, my friends, all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.